Meanwhile, Spain, unbeaten so far in the group stages. Of course, 3 wins. That's now 4 wins out of 4. They were tested early on against Georgia, despite the fact they had pretty much all the ball. It would be an own goal that would see Georgia take the lead. Rodri would score just before the break, and then they were brilliant in the second half. Fabian Ruiz continued his fine tournament. Nico Williams is so much fun to watch, took his goal brilliantly, and Danny Olmo would come on to make it 4-1.
But it was fun.
It's like a different sport watching
Yeah.
Spain. I know exactly.
But it was fun. It was fun to see Georgia after their qualification and beating a changed Portugal side. But the energy they've got from the crowd and what it means to these players to beat a major tournament for the first time ever as that country is, and then, you know, giving a bloody nose to the Spanish, it was just fantastic. But yeah, Spain didn't panic, and they showed their quality as they have done, you know, in some of the games, particularly this game, particularly the Italy game. We know when they hit the straps, they can create a lot of chances. And as you said, the wide players, Yamal and Nico Williams, just look as if they've got so much invention and energy. And of course, you could argue the best midfielder on the planet at the moment as a guy that does everything in Rodri in there, scoring goals. The Spanish, I mean, they've got the flaws. I mean, the 2 centre-backs, the 2 lads at the back there that are...
The French.
Laporte and the Normand. Just the French ruining everything.
French.
And the ref was French as well.
Stevie, what's interesting, as Craig said, it's like the first bloody nose that they've had in this tournament. And I know it's Georgia, but even so, you're 1-0 down. They stayed calm, they stuck to the game plan, and that's got to bode well, hasn't it, going forward?
Well, exactly. It's as always in a tournament, when a team's flying along, you're going to go, OK, what's going to happen when they do get a bloody nose? And we saw it. Nothing changed.
Yeah.
No panic, no change in tactics, just as smooth as silk, getting the ball from back to front, except unlike old Spanish teams, as soon as they hit the halfway line, it just changes gear.
Yeah.
And then, of course, when you've got Williams and Lamine Yamal, they're turning up playing schoolboy football.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a care in the world. They're having a go at defenders, and if it doesn't come off, next time he gets it, he's going at them again. And the 2 of them are scaring the life out of fullbacks. Because as a fullback, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If you get too tight, the both first step is so quick. But then if you don't get tight and you stand off, they can pick passes as well.
And there's an end product there, isn't it? Isn't just speed.
I'm just going to say, they're not one-trick ponies. They've got all kinds of different armour. So, good luck playing against those 2, and then never mind the other 9.
Yeah. You have to compare the first game with the second game, and the idea that the Spanish had, comparing to the emptiness of the English tactic. Let's say, as you said, they conceded the goal. It didn't affect them at all. Mm-hmm. They kept on working. The 2 on the side, as we mentioned, Williams and Lamine Yamal, comparing to Foden and Saka. And we can say, same generation, same talent, and we are not talking about non-players against, big stars. They're all stars already. They all proved at the top level that they are fantastic. But the efficiency of that squad at first, and don't forget that we have Morata at front, who've been criticized a lot. But the 2 youngest, they do the job and everything. And I love that. And I love the fact that you talked about the energy of the Georgian. They went for the game, and I want to congratulate my fellow compatriot, Willie Sanol, the coach of Georgia, because what he did with them was spectacular.
Sure, that means a lot to him.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We'll send him a video for it.
No, I'm going to text him after. We text after every game.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, because we are friends. He's the only friend that I have. He's a good friend of mine. And But just
do you know Willie Sanol?
Do I know? Yes, I know. Do you want a picture of him? And well, whatever. But what I want to say, is, I love the fact that they have a tactical idea. They keep on working the way they wanted to do, even if they conceded a goal. And that's the big difference between England and Spain right now. I don't know if they're going to go and win the Euro.
Why not?
I don't know, because...
They've got Germany next, obviously.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's
It's
Friday.
kind of a final, and the bracket is complicated. If they win, they will have to play either against Portugal and France, which I think
Maybe. What do you have to
If France is not kicked out tomorrow by the Belgians.
arrogance.
Yeah, but no, we love Belgium.
Yeah.
They hate us, but we love Belgium. But it's going to be hard, we know. But that's what it is for the bracket. So it's still a long way before the final, and I don't know if they can keep on working like that. But they have, for me, the possibility to go to, and they are contenders. They're the good surprise, I would say, even if we expected something good, but they are the very good surprise of this Euro.
Now, those two young lads for Spain are lighting this tournament up.
Brilliant, yeah.
Right? Are they better players than Foden and Saka?
No,
I'm not saying they're poorer players, but Foden and Saka have played at a higher level for longer and have way more experience. You could argue that they're as good at the moment, certainly for the clubs.
That's why it's a team game, isn't it?
So why are these two lighting this up, and the two English wide guys are as flat as a pancake?
You tell me.
Well, have they become bad players overnight? Is it the pressure? Is it the media? Or is it the manager? It has to be something. Phil Foden, well, one of the things being is that the Spanish boys are playing in a position that are familiar with their clubs. You could argue Phil Foden is not, but he should be good enough to figure it out. But you get a feeling that watching the game, Southgate's gone to him, go where you want. Just go and sort of do what you want. And he's drifting around and it's not really working. So you have to ask yourself the question, why are the Spanish getting the best out of their key players and the English thus far are not? And that can't be. These players just didn't finish the season and become bad players overnight.
There is another thing, Craig. If you see Cucurella playing for Spain, I mean, it's a different player comparing to what we saw week in, week out with Chelsea. And on the other side, you have Carvajal. They are on top of their football right now, and they support those two guys. You can have question mark today about Trippier and Walker. Yeah. And if you feel fragile behind you, you are fragile in your game offensively as well. And it's what you say, Stevie. It's a collective sport. They play all together, so it works because it's the chemistry goes along with all the players, and that's what we see with Spain. It's what we don't see with England.
I just want to get Jules involved because I feel
Well,
a bit
yes,
bad.
yeah,
He's just
Hey,
left.
but hold on.
Oh, Jules is here, right? Jules.
Frenchman again. French referee.
One too many.
French centre-half playing for Spain. French pundit in the studio. French pundit in Germany.
Let's take it from a French perspective then, Jules. Out of all the other teams, is Spain the one you're most worried about?
I think they've been the best in this tournament, but have they picked maybe a bit too early in the sense that we've rarely seen a team playing great from the first game to the seventh game in a World Cup or in a Euros. Usually you maybe start slowly, you go from strength to strength, and so far they've been great in every single game. Okay, they were behind today, but it was never in doubt they would come back and win, really, let's be honest here. So this is the only thing. Let's see if they can, what kind of level they can produce against Germany, and then that semi-final should be a tough one too. But so far, they've been by far the best team, yeah.
That's the most... I can't get...
The odds are coming before the game.
Every week.
Before the game, no?
Every day
This was after the game.
Every
England
day
are still favourites.
Really?
Oh
my God.
I'll tell you what you should do. You want to get that graphic, right, and you want to kick it all the way out to Connecticut as far as you can. That's the biggest load of garbage I think I've ever seen. England are still favourites.
Are you part of that? You decide for that?
These are bookies.
So you're probably the one guy here that knows about betting.
Right.
I know nothing.
Okay.
Right? So the question I have, are they only favourites because so many Englishmen have got blind faith?
No, they are faith. Right, think of it as horse racing, yeah? You've got one race where you've got to jump over the fences.
Yeah, we know that.
England are on the other side of this horse race where they don't have to jump over any fences.
They do, they've got to jump over Switzerland.
But their fences aren't as high, for example, as who France have to jump over or Germany have to jump over. So because of that...
Right, I don't want to linger on this if we don't have to, but I don't understand, because even if they jump over Switzerland and whoever they have to do, Austria or the Netherlands...
So whoever they meet in the final is going to be the big favourite.
Correct.
So why are they still favourites?
Exactly.
Because it dilutes the odds, because is it going to be Germany, is it going to be Portugal, is it going to be France, is it going to be Spain? So that it's out of those
doesn't
4.
matter.
And the bookies are coming from which country?
This is America. This is ESPN.
American.
This is
Okay.
this is. And if you go to England, it'll be the same as well.
Okay.
And if
But
you
I
go to
suppose
France, it'll be the same.
It's a bit like the FIFA rankings. It's utterly irrelevant, really. But I think,
If you're betting on England, then
but I think looking at England, it's hard to see how, unless there is some amazingly drastic change in player mindset and manager mindset and team selection. What we know is Switzerland, barring any suspensions or injuries, Switzerland will do what they've been doing.
Yep.
Right, that's what they'll do. The 3 at the back, and they'll be strong. Got some pace and power up front. Got experience in the middle of the park. Got energy in the wing back positions. We know what Switzerland will do. They're efficient and they know what they're about. England at the moment have no idea what they're. I mean, what's 5th game coming up, and he's scratching his head. 5th game, he still does not know, Frank.